everybody, my name is Eric Hopkins and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're finding me for the very first time, please click that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications about when I put up new content right here on this channel. So the Book of Boba Fett is coming to Disney Plus this December. I can't wait for it. It's going to be one of my birthday presents to myself. I cannot wait for this series. I love The Mandalorian Season 1 and Season 2, and I'm excited to see where the story continues here, even though we're not going to be getting The Mandalorian Season 3 right away, and maybe still another year and a half or so away, depending on how the Book of Boba Fett Season 2 goes. But we now have some news about who is going to be directing the Book of Boba Fett series. So let's go over here and check out the article from Screen Rant. Here is the article here. Book of Boba Fett star reveals the series director. Tamara Morrison reveals that several directors from The Mandalorian will be returning to direct episodes of the Fett-centric spinoff. The series was initially announced in a sly post-credit stinger, a first for the franchise, at the end of The Mandalorian's second season finale. That was amazing, by the way. I about came unglued when I saw that post-credit scene at the end of season 2. Since then, Disney has announced that Robert Rodriguez will serve as director and executive producer for the Book of Boba Fett. The series is set to release on Disney Plus this December. Rodriguez was responsible for directing and choreographing the 6th episode of The Mandalorian Season 2, which saw the triumphant live-action return of Boba Fett for the first time since 2002's Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones. In Attack of the Clones, the young Boba Fett, played by Daniel Logan, is revealed to be the clone son of an older bounty hunter named Jango Fett, played by Tamara Morrison. Because of the time jump both in universe and between the releases of Attack of the Clones and The Mandalorian, Morrison was able to reprise his role as his own son conveniently. In a recent interview with Express.co.uk, Morrison disclosed several directors who would be directing episodes of the Book of Boba Fett. He says that in addition to Rodriguez, the series recruited some great directors, including, of course, Jon Favreau, Bryce Dallas Howard, and Dave Filoni, all of whom previously lent their talents directing episodes of The Mandalorian. The Book of Boba Fett is the first in the series of spin-off shows based on the events of The Mandalorian. The other two currently announced spin-off shows are Ahsoka and Rangers of the New Republic, although Lucasfilm has reportedly shelved the latter for the time being. That's the rumor. It's not been actually confirmed, but we'll see. Little is known about what sorts of stories these projects will explore, apart from the fact that they are meant to culminate in a crossover event in the vein of Marvel's The Avengers. When asked if the series would return for additional seasons, Morrison stated that there's been no talk about it. Lucasfilm's ongoing animated series Star Wars The Bad Batch has slowly been unearthing nuggets of lore about Boba's past in the cloning facilities of Kamino. The Bad Batch was created by Dave Filoni, who also wrote and directed episodes of The Mandalorian and is now revealed to be working on the Book of Boba Fett spinoff. Given Filoni's penchant for incorporating references to his previous works and his projects, it's highly probable that characters or locales established in The Bad Batch may reappear in the Book of Boba Fett. However, with the show still months away, fans will have to wait a bit longer for any such theory is confirmed. So, yes, this is one of the things I love about Star Wars, that Dave Filoni has his hands in The Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett, and as this article mentioned, the Bad Batch has been going into a little bit of Boba Fett's past. How now we know, minor spoiler alert for the Bad Batch here, that Boba apparently has a sister. Now, of course, he's got lots of brothers with the clones, but there is a little girl named Omega in this show, and it was revealed that Boba was the alpha. It was either him or Jango. I think it was Boba. Boba was the alpha. Omega was the sister. So interesting, the alpha and the Omega of the clones. And of course, since they can't find Boba in that series, who's to say Boba Fett does not show up in the Bad Batch at some point? I think it's inevitable at this point based on the story they're telling. But we'll have to wait and see what they do over there with Boba Fett for sure. But I think the Bad Batch could be a pseudo prequel series to the Book of Boba Fett. And that's one of the things I love about Star Wars, how they go back and tell these prequel stories, but they also could use them to intertwine into future stories that they're telling. And yes, it's not always done in linear fashion, but when you watch them in sequence, it makes a lot of sense, and I really like how they do that. But in regards to the directors here, it also makes all the sense in the world that you get Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, Robert Rodriguez, and of course, Bryce Dallas Howard, all of which who have worked on The Mandalorian already. And it also lends credence to the articles and reports that have gone on out there that the Book of Boba Fett serves as The Mandalorian Season 2.5 before we get The Mandalorian Season 3. When you've got the same creators doing all this, plus it's still technically kinda a Mandalorian in Boba Fett, even though Boba Fett, based on one character in the Clone Wars, that said that Jango was not a true Mandalorian. That's still kind of a topic of debate here. A lot of people still think that maybe he has some Mandalorian ties. We'll have to wait and see what they do. But I feel like this series is only expanding on that Mandalorian lore just as much as it would be if it were the Mandalorian Season 3 itself. So I can't wait to see what happens with Boba Fett in his own series here. And of course, we're going to get Fennec Shand back, played by Ming-Na Wen. And I can't wait to see what happens with the fact that at the end of season 2, the post-credit scene that was so well done showed Boba Fett taking out Bib Fortuna on Jabba the Hutt's old throne. And Boba Fett has resumed and taken over the throne. And he is now basically, I don't know if the king of the underworld on Tatooine or whatever that might entail. But I think it could be very fun to watch. And of course, we're getting other characters showing up in the Bad Batch that have ties to Boba Fett. Who's to say we don't see those characters also show up in the Book of Boba Fett in live action form? We saw Bo-Katan return in The Mandalorian Season 2. We've seen Ahsoka Tano return in The Mandalorian Season 2. Live action versions of those characters that we only got in animation form before. So who's to say some animated characters that have showed up in the Bad Batch and the Clone Wars won't make returns in the Book of Boba Fett? I think that will be outstanding, and I hope that's what they do, especially with Dave Filoni, who's seemingly has his hands in all of these different projects over at Star Wars, and now that he is basically a creative director, I believe is what they promoted him to over there. It makes all the sense in the world, since Dave Filoni is the guy who learned under George Lucas himself. He was his Padawan, so to speak, when he was making the Clone Wars with George, and now I think Dave Filoni is one of the top brass over there at Lucasfilm who knows more about Star Wars than some of the producers, Kathleen Kennedy in particular. So hopefully that means good things going forward. But the real question here is, guys, what do you guys think about the directors that have been revealed for the Book of Boba Fett? Are you excited about that, or do you kind of feel like you would like to see some other voices heard that have not been, in the Mandalorian production already? Or do you like the fact that they're bringing back the people who made that series work? Comment down below. Let me know. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get all the notifications about when I put up new content right here on this channel. And until my next video, guys, take care.